Hello. Day 2 of my fast. I committed to not thinking about these or having any topic necessarily before I started. So I don't really know all the things I want to say. But update, I did get up 2 days in a row and do this. So that's pretty amazing. Today was a little bit slow getting up, and there was active remembering to do this, but I did do it. Also, yesterday I watched the video and I realized that I was talking really low, and so I'm going to try to be louder today. Also, I have no idea where my mic is on this phone, and it's quite possible I was covering it. So today I woke up, I prayed, I took a couple of minutes to be hygienic. I did some stretching, which is really weird because yesterday I stretched and it was the first time in a while that I've really focused on just stretching, and I woke up and I was sore today. And I was I didn't really do anything. But that's how much especially my legs and my lower back need stretching. So that was good. So, I read again from this. This is all that I read today. This book is amazing, and it's something that I wish that everyone knew, just the wisdom in it. I wish it was universal and we were birthed with this knowledge. I mean, we probably are because children have this, but I wish it was something that I just wish it was something everybody had. Not because I think that it necessarily would make my life or the people around them, their lives easier, but because I think people would be happier in general if they focused on the good and on the other and on loving people instead of trying to count all the ways that they've been wronged, which isn't invalid. I'm not saying that. Those things have to be dealt with and healed, but I just wish that people could allow themselves to be happier. But anyhow, so today the teachings were on, I read the first two in-depth teachings on two of the kinds of love, kind of. What do I mean? Two kinds of immeasurable minds, of the 4 immeasurable minds. I read about 2 of them, which were love, Maitri in Sanskrit, and something that was super interesting that I can't believe I got to this point in my life and didn't know yet was, and I don't know where the root is coming from because it's not specific, but the word, that's the next one. Let me not confuse you with that. So Maitri is about love, and one of the things that Thich Nhat Hanh talks about is this concept of healing the word love because it gets so overused by things. I'm definitely one of those people that abuses the word love. But I genuinely love a lot of things. I typically, when I say that I love something, it's because I have a deep feeling toward it, even if that thing is inanimate and not human. a band or a song. Um, yeah, it probably gives me feels. And if it gives me feels, then I say it. But there's also this concept that there's a deeper meaning to love, and that's like an important thing to remember. And I think to be specific about with the people in your life, um, because yeah, it's true that some people might confuse your meaning of love if you use it a lot. So I guess that looks like either changing how much I use it, which probably isn't going to happen, or just being more specific with people about what I'm really feeling toward them and what I mean by when I say I love them. So yeah, that was like an interesting thought that I had that's totally off the road from what I read today, but it was just where my mind went when I was reading. Yeah, and I guess another thing that was really interesting was that the core of the word matri, I don't know if I'm saying that right, matri, the Sanskrit word for love is, it's like real meaning is friendship, which is interesting because we see it so often as meaning something like more than that, you know. But at its core, you know, in the culture of Buddhism, but also in, you know, this meaning of it, it means friendship. And so I think that sometimes we love without that friendship, if that makes sense. We think that love has to be like deeper, has to kind of omit that. But like, to be a friend is so valuable, and to show friendliness, to show what it means to be that, which is like inclusion and like genuine, just like liking someone and sharing interest, that would be the thing that about love that is so profound in the meaning of love in this, you know, in this teaching, is kind of like I think revolutionary. It's a big word, I know, but I feel like it is. Just learning to treat people like friends, even if we struggle with them or their personality, or we don't know them. You know, I can remember times in my life when I've been in a group of friends who get frustrated because somebody kind of tries to break into that circle with a level of like friendliness that's like deeper than what maybe they deserve at the moment. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's something I've experienced. And people like get upset with that, you know? And I think that is not, when it gets to that, you know, when you're trying to exclude people from a friendship, that isn't love anymore. If you're excluding, then you're focused on the wrong part of what it means to be a friend and what it means to love. This is so far off from what we were just talking about. Sorry, this is my brain. Welcome. So yeah, those are the things I took from matri. The other word that that I looked at today. I seriously read like 4 pages. Like, this book is so much. I was gonna keep going, and I was like, no, if I read more, I'll forget everything I just read. So the second one is karuna, which is compassion. And the interesting thing, that it opens with this paragraph that talks about the word compassion, and that it actually isn't a very good fit for the concept of karuna, because compassion is a compound word with kam, which is together, being together, and passion, which is, and I should have known this. Because of so many things. When I look back, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. But passion means to suffer. And I never knew that. I never really like dived into like what that meant. But it's just like, think about how many things we use the word passion for, and the meaning of it is to suffer. Anyhow, so basically, Thich Nhat Hanh is like, it's not really the best word, but we're going to use it because you've heard it and you know what it means, and it'll do. And because we know that compassion means to, reach out to another, but the meaning of karuna is the intention and capacity to relieve and transform suffering and lighten sorrows. And using that, basically what he was saying is that using that doesn't mean that you have to suffer. Like, you don't have to go all the way to like deep suffering to relieve someone else's suffering. I think sometimes that we feel like we do, because there's this guilt that comes along with seeing somebody going through something that's not where we're at. And sometimes I think that drags us down into this. In fact, I know people that this happens to. If they see someone suffering, it affects them so deeply that they become so overwhelmed with the feeling of that they can't even function, and they can't exercise karuna. They can't be compassionate toward another person because they've gone too far into that feeling. And I think I've felt that before too. It's not something that always happens to me, but I think the other thing that happens to me is that I feel myself going that direction, and I just completely shut down completely and just like turn away. And I've never been able to deal with people's pain very well. Like, if someone dies, death is like something that overwhelms me, just dealing with that with somebody else, because I know how much it's affecting someone, and I'm an empath, and so when I feel that, I feel it too. But when we go too far with that, we lose this ability to pull someone out of that suffering. I think that there's a place for being sad with a person, but if you're so sad with that person that you can't even be consoling, then that's not helpful, and it's not necessarily loving. It becomes about you, and I don't know, these are just things that are interesting to think about. I think that is something I would love to be better at. I would love to be better at pulling people out of their suffering, and I think that I try. Yeah. I don't know. Still mentally chewing on this, because this stuff is like heavy. Maybe I'll have more to say about it tomorrow. But yeah, that's 15 minutes, so sorry, and good luck, and read a book. Love you. Bye.